continue. So part number one, so section number one, scope of the prohibition. It is prohibited to earn money on Shabbos, even though the performance of permitted service. For example, it is prohibited to be a waiter, babysitter, or tutor for compensation on Shabbos. So we're not talking about just, let's put it in a right perspective. We're not talking about forbidden job. We don't say that somebody is, or I don't know, taking care of our garden or something. No. We're talking about person who was using something that is permitted, right? It is permitted to be a waiter. So what is a waiter? Somebody who brings food from the kitchen, puts on a table, and then takes the dirty dishes back, right? That's the waiter. So I mean, we're all waiters. We just wait on our own family, right? There's nothing forbidden there. Or babysitter. You have children. You play with them. You babysit them. You watch them, right? That's part of babysitter, where there is no problem, right? So all of these are permitted activities. But if somebody does it for compensation, and only on Shabbos, it is forbidden. The prohibition of earning wages applies whether one performs the service on behalf of a Jew or a Gentile. Okay. However, it is permitted for a Jew to compensate Gentile after Shabbos for a permissible service that Gentile perform on his behalf on Shabbos. So that's a big difference. So let's try to understand this paragraph because it's a lot of information. So again, the prohibition of earning wages applies whether one performed the service on behalf of a Jew or a Gentile. So if this person who was working and who received the money, right, the salary for his work, doesn't matter, he worked for a Jew or for a Gentile. So meaning as one is not allowed to work, and the second part is one is not allowed to pay. Right. Of course, we're going to see permissible ways and how to do this in some exceptional situations, but we're talking about now a general idea of the prohibition. Okay, so a Jew cannot work for a Gentile or for a Jew, but if a Gentile work for us on Shabbos, it is permitted to compensate him after Shabbos. Of course, after Shabbos, they did something. Then we're going to see also examples. The prohibition applies not only to earning wages, but also to earning rental income and royalties. Thus, one is prohibited of renting any of his possessions, such as apartment, room, or car, exclusively for Shabbos, or from deriving benefit from such income. Okay, that's also very interesting. So again, the prohibition applies not only to earning wages, so a person work, but also earning rental income. So you have a pickup truck, right? And somebody said, "Can I borrow? I know you're not working on Saturday, right? Can I borrow? Can I take it maybe Shabbos morning, Saturday morning? I have to move piano of my sister to your daughter. I don't know." To my niece, anyway, you're not using it. I'm going to fill your gas, and it's only 20 miles, 60 miles. It's not a big deal. Can I do that? So okay, so a Jew might say anyway, I'm not using this pickup truck, so let him use it, right? So that's absolutely forbidden, right? I mean, absolutely forbidden, right? So we're not allowed to rent our things only on Shabbos. Right, if you let him you use for 3 days, for example, including Shabbat, there is no problem. Or rent an apartment. So you have an apartment, so you're not allowed to rent only on Shabbos. If you rent for 3 days, 2 days, right, there is no problem, right? But of course, we're going to see how is it possible to rent a hotel room. I mean, not the only issue with a hotel room, if you think about it, is only in Israel. Right, in other countries there is no problem because checkout time at 12, 11, 12, that's it, right? So you have to check out, and of course you cannot check out that because it's still Shabbos. So Jews usually pay double. Jews usually pay for 2 nights, even they do not need 2 nights. Some people just leave. For example, they went to Shabbaton, or they went away for Shabbos only. After the Shabbos over, they go home, right? I mean, not everybody, but let's say if they're going to home, so they're not going to stay the second night, but they need to pay for this several hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, whatever, right? Because the checkout is in the morning. But in Israel, that's I'm not sure if in all of the hotels, but in all of the hotels that we stay, there's Shabbos friendly hotels. They actually allow you to stay until the night. They give you 1 hour after Shabbos, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. We did not know when we first encountered the situation. Anyway, we plan to stay more in the same hotel, but we saw a lot of people came from from other town. It was in the north, and they stay over. Right? They did Havdalah, beautiful Havdalah, chit-chat a little. I think maybe ate a little and went home. Right. So continue. Okay. Right. So continue. So renting these things, our possessions, apartments, rooms, right, exclusively for Shabbos would be forbidden. Okay. The prohibition. But of course, as we said, there are certain exceptions. The prohibition on Shabbos earning covers all forms of compensation, including payment for cash or merchandise for given debts owned by the worker, and performing work in exchange to work performed on Shabbos. However, it is permitted to compensate someone for the service by guarding something on his behalf. Guarding is not considered compensation, double quotes, since it does not benefit the recipient materially, but merely prevent him from suffering loss. Lot of information. Let's try to explain. Again, the prohibition on Shabbos earning cover all four forms of compensation. So it's not only cash or we give some things. I don't know. We pay them with apples. We have apple tree. We give them 5 to 10 to 20 pounds of apples, right? It's a lot of money, right? As a compensation, so not allowed. And plus, what is the compensation for giving the debt? For example, he owed us a certain amount of money, and we said, okay, that's it. You don't owe us anything, right? Which is very interesting, right? It's also compensation, or performing work in exchange for a work performed on Shabbos, or he did something for us, and we said, you know what? Next time it's snow, I'm going to shovel you snow. Okay, so it's also compensation, right? So, however, it is permitted to compensate someone by for a service by guarding something on his behalf. And as we always say, there is a big difference in halacha, in halacha, between earning something and not losing something. So it's not the same, right? So when person did not make money and he lost money, two absolutely different things, right? So meaning when you guard something for somebody and person did not lose, it does not mean that he gained anything, right? He has exactly the same, whatever the service was. For example, we can hire somebody. If something did something for us, for example, and we said we're going to guard your apple trees, right? Or we're going to babysit with your baby, right? A person is not like getting anything like materially as compensation, but it would be allowed. Guarding is not considered compensation since it does not benefit the recipient materially, exactly, but merely prevents him from suffering loss. Okay. Continue.